Hi everyone, welcome back to Ryan's Workbench. Today's episode is part 3 of the mini Marshall stack, and in this episode we're going to be cutting the speaker holes in the speaker baffle, adding some grow cloth, and also some welt cord to the speaker cabinet. So let's get started. Alrighty. Looks a lot more like a cabinet now, doesn't it? I forgot to fill this earlier. I actually filled in a hole already. So let me go grab a dowel and we'll go ahead and fill that. So this process is really simple actually. All you have to do is grab a dowel that you want to use, and then a drill bit that's the same size. So this is a 1/4 inch dowel. So I have a 1/4 inch drill bit, and then you just drill a hole in the top. Then we'll grab a little bit of wood glue, put it down the hole, and we put the dowel in. Alrighty, let's begin the painting process. Alrighty, we're almost there. It's time to start putting on the polyurethane. I know these are painted, and that's pretty strong paint, but I'm just going to polyurethane them anyway. I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 coats, depending on how much time we have, and that way they'll just be protected for a lot longer. We have a piece of wood holding up these, so I can turn them and paint the sides and everything, and not have to worry about touching the front and the back and stuff. So it almost looks like a professional operation. Alrighty, that's the polyurethane. This was just one coat. I went ahead and did the back panels on both. I was debating whether or not I should do it, but I just went ahead and did it. It'll be protected, so it'll be better. I don't have to do any of these inside pieces or the front baffle because those will all be covered and or non-accessible. This one is actually almost dry. I'm tempted to put on another coat, but I think I'm going to wait 1 to 2 hours, it says on the can, and then sand it and then put on another coat. This one was more recently done. I did this one first and then this one, so you can see it's a little bit more shiny, so it's still a little bit more wet. And you might notice there's a lot of blue hazing that's going on. That's just really what happens when you put on water-based polyurethane. It kind of goes on really blue and hazy and doesn't look that good, and then once it clears up like this one, it looks perfectly fine and it's really cool. I will let this dry for, I think it said an hour, and come back, sand it with probably 220 grit, and then put on another coat. I wonder what those 4 suspicious boxes could be. So all the parts came in that we need for the bottom of the Mini Marshall. I already have the top done. Just got a little bit of practice on that one before I filmed it. And here are what the speakers are. They are Dayton Audio 4-inch treated paper cone woofers, 4 ohms. We'll hook them up to where there'll be 16 ohms per cabinet, so that way when we plug in both cabinets there'll be 8 ohms. They seem to have a good range. Specifications online say that they go from 55 to 6,000 hertz. And that's well within the range of a guitar. A guitar is usually about 80 to 1,200 hertz, so these should be perfect. And so there's 4 of these per cabinet, so I think the first step is going to be drilling out the baffle actually for these speakers. And then I think we're going to go on to grill cloth, so let's get started. Alright, so before we drill it out with the hole saw, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pilot hole in each of these markings with the alignment bit that we're going to have on the hole saw. That way we can drill through this side with our X's, flip it over, and then drill through the front because there's going to be a lot of tear out with the hole saw, and we want all that tear out to be on the back. So we got a little bit of tear out on this side, but all of that will be cut off once we get the big hole saw on. And so now we're just going to cut down this way, and all the tear out will be on the bottom, and that will be good for us. Alright, here's our cleaned up speaker baffle. We've got all the holes cut in. Now there are 2 ways to mount a speaker like this. You can mount it like this, but as you can see we're going to run into our little window frame. But most guitar speakers are actually mounted from the back, so that's what we're going to be doing with all of these. So they're going to be mounted just like that. Alright, here is the baffle with all of the speakers screwed in. It looks pretty cool, you know. Should have pretty good tone. It really looks like a Mini Marshall 412 cabinet. I guess the next thing is going to be, I'll take all these back out and then we can go ahead and start with the speaker cloth. Alright, so speaker cloth is one of those things that seems really intimidating at first, but it's actually really easy once you get started. Now, the speaker cloth that I have doesn't have a specific pattern with a direction on it, so I have a little bit of a benefit with that. But basically what you want to do is you want to give yourself about 2 inches on each side of extra cloth that you can wrap around, because my baffle is about 1 inch thick, so you want about 2 inches that you can wrap around. and I just mark it with a Sharpie. You don't really have to worry about it, staining or bleeding through or whatever, because this is going to be on the inside no matter what, because we're going to fold it over. Alright, so we have our square. Now I'm just going to cut it out. So the goal for the grow cloth is eventually we want to tighten it and have it kind of floating and have good tension on it. But for the first staples, we don't need to worry about that because we're just stapling this side. Alright, so we got 3 staples in. That's really all we need for now. And now what we do is we go to the back and we pull it tight. But we want to make sure we don't pull our sides in too much. So we'll try and pull it tight without pulling the sides. Alright, so we already have a little bit of tension. It's not a lot, but it's okay. Now we're going to do the sides, and that should give us the rest that we need. Alright, so now we got it a lot better. This side's really good, but this side's still loose, so let's do this side. Alright, this is nice and tight. Now I'm just going to trim and make room for the speakers. Look at that, we're done. So that's how I do grow cloth. It's really easy, like I said. Just do one side, then you do the opposite side, then you turn it, pull the sides tight, and that's really how you get your good tension on your speaker cloth. Alright, so while we have the stapler out, I'm going to go ahead and put in the welt cord. This is marine welt cord. It's 1/4 inch, I believe. It's like a vinyl. There's a recessed side and a regular side. So this will go in just like that. And the pros will do it all in one piece, but the issue is it will bend, and I just didn't have good luck with it when I was doing it last time. So what we'll do instead is we'll do the easy way. I'm just going to cut a strip for the top and the bottom, and then one for each side. So we'll have 4 pieces, 4 individual pieces. So I found the best way to cut this is with a razor blade. Scissors will kind of make this little nubby thing stick out. So we'll go ahead and cut that flat. And then I will go and put this in just like this. I'll push it up against one side a little bit, not too much to make it like bend or anything. And then I'll mark it with a pencil. And we want this to be under a little bit of tension, not too much. So it'd be better to have it just a tiny bit longer than what it needs to be. Alright, then the pencil just wipes off because it's nice and vinyl. Alright, this will fit pretty good. So now I'm going to turn this on its side. This recessed side, so a flat side kind of, and then a recessed side. So we want the flat side to be on the inside. So I started doing this by looking at like the gap and everything, But after doing this a little bit, you can kind of feel it sink in where it needs to go because of that recessed edge. I think that's pretty good. I'll grab the stapler. And there we go. One staple. So that is one. And as you can see, our gaps are really good actually. And then when the baffle comes in, it will kind of push this forward. So it will kind of hide any gaps that are there. So that one is a success. Let's do the other side. There we have it. Welt cord done. Well, that's all for this video. I'm hoping in the next video we'll be able to finish up the mini Marshall stack and then give it a test. So I'll see you then. Bye.